Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And it is time to teleport to the Guardian HQ, their big flying fortress. And teleporting is the only way you can get here. That's a pretty impressive looking ship. A convenient method of staying mobile, you can't just teleport around everywhere? No, you can't, because there aren't teleporters in convenient locations. Duh. I actually found 4 computer chips. I'm just going to assume we handed all 4 over. And the stuffed animal. And you just put it into a potential war zone. Whatever. What do you mean you can't just call her by your first name? That is the only name she told us to call her. Some parts of this game just don't make any sense. Oh, this guy looks interesting. He looks interesting, but he's really not going to be that interesting. Although all the crew members on this ship are going to be unique characters, some of them will eventually give us side quests to do. Most of the side quests aren't really worth it, but they all have, yeah, those data discs that we're picking up. And we can actually open them up. Yeah, there's the snake boss we fought. Oh, it tells us stuff on the what is supposed to be the touchscreen. How am I supposed to read that from there? How's anyone supposed to read that from there? Maybe you'd have to change the screen layout view in order to read that, and there's still that cursor on there. And you stop us with a cutscene right before we can pick up the data disk. That's a cute little kitty there in the seat. Oh my god, what is her proper title? We have not been given that yet. Prairie keeps referring to her sis as well. Yeah, I'm not going to spoil who that is. I do like a lot of the overall music in this game. It's just very well done, very well composed, very pleasant to listen to. The same will be true of ZX Advent as well. A research lab belonging to a certain scientist. Why don't you just tell us who it is? The first commander of the Guardians. Oh, her sis. You're still not going to name. Then why did you say the first... And Prairie is referring to the events of the Zero series. Remember, this is a couple hundred years after that. And here's where she explains that the biometals that we come across, and the ones we're going to come across, are going to be all related to these past legends. I'm not going to spoil who the other past legends they're referring to yet. We've got X and Zero so far. Okay, let me pick up the data disk. Thank you. You can talk to her again by pressing up. You gotta be a little bit further back from her chair so she can turn it around. Now, isn't there something you get for attacking this big doll thing enough? There might be. I don't know. I don't care. That's like a big playroom for Prairie. It actually looks like kind of a fun room with all those giant stuffed animals. Oh, that's not good. Area D. D standing for Don't Hold Back Against the Mavericks. Right next to the Slither Inc. head office, huh? Program controlling the Mavericks. So these Maverick raids are all just setups. Arrived yet? They're like all over the city. Then again, they're also all over like area A and B, and we fought them. And they fought us. Where do you think he's going? Well, he's going to Area A. No, he's going to Area D, guys. Jiro being kind of level-headed and seeing the potential in all of this. But Vent having a very valid and emotionally charged point here. I'm usually not the one to value emotion over logic, but here, I'm siding with Vent on this. I think it's the right move. He has the power of the biometal. It's already been demonstrated that that gives him better capabilities than even your Guardians who lost that giant snake. So why not use the biometal's power to fight off these Maverick raids? And Jiro decides to come along to, well, come along in spirit, I guess. So is Jiro going to clear out any of the enemies ahead of us? Yeah, see, those are the security forces. They're fighting us. Are they the Mavericks? No, the left will just take us back to the city. And this is another... And we've been down below and we found that path already. This is another, like, redo or throwback to the highway stage from the first Mega Man X game. The intro stage of that. I don't know why we need to keep making references to that stage. I feel like that references to that stage are way overdone. We found a life up. In hard mode, you don't get those. And that makes the entire game much harder. And those evil, I don't know what they are. The scientist gumball machines, that's what they look like, I guess. If you destroy the base part instead of the head part, it will explode and send gumballs everywhere. Like you saw. Hey! Yeah, I'm not quick enough on the draw there. A lot of time I was. So yeah, if this place is looking kind of familiar, if the mini-boss up ahead is going to look kind of familiar, that will be why. I really don't think we need more references to the Mega Man X intro stage. It's like, come up with something else for once. Oh look, it's a giant bee mini-boss. Never seen this before. Oh, that's a new attack. So it's slightly different. Oh look, he collapsed the road. Who didn't see that coming? And then we can go down here and grab goodies. Who didn't see that coming? I'm gonna save that health in case I take a hit like right up ahead here, and then I can go back and get health. In reality, though, I'm gonna forget about it. That's okay. We're competent at this game. We don't need it. And here's the crumbling parts of the highway, of course. Oh, hey there. Thought I had at least one foot on the main thing. It's not like the Super NES version where if you don't crack out the middle one, it can just stay floating in the air all the time. No, you can't do that here. We have advanced a little bit. I don't know what I was attempting there, going back. Thought maybe I saw something or forgot something. Oh, and here we are in front of the Slither Incorporated headquarters. The Blue Mega Man. That's interesting. We kind of knew it was a trap. Jiro? I don't like that look in your eye. That's kind of creepy. So we're having a Model X versus Model Z showdown here. And this battle is actually really tough on hard mode. I remember getting so many game overs in hard mode on this fight. But use your double shot to your advantage. Look how much damage you can just pile on. And we knocked him out. The Red Mega Man. So there's multiple Mega Men. Where else have we seen multiple Mega Men before in the Mega Man franchise? I'll give you a minute to think about it while Serpent introduces himself. The Model W Mega Man. Alright, your time's up. If you said Mega Man Legends, you would be correct, because we had Mega Man Walnut, the character we played as, and we fought against Mega Man Juno, the final boss. And I do believe that this is the point in the timeline, in the chronological timeline of the Mega Man series, where you start to see us really moving towards what happened to get to the Legends series. Prometheus and that other person thing, evilness, over there on the right is Pandora. They are a nasty duo. Told ya. And in my opinion, they're really sweet. They're really sweet designs. You know they're going to be bosses at some point. And Serpent is now talking about a new world where the Mega Men rule, but not all of them. Huh. Remember what Juno was saying, how Mega Men were apparently scattered throughout the world, like Mega Man Juno, and their purpose was to wake up and eradicate the life on certain areas of the world. And this is the type of system that Serpent here is trying to set up. I love the continuity here. Granted, Mega Man Legends came out, was released, you know, in real time a lot, many years before Mega Man ZX was released. So it's easy for the designers to start to plug in these little hints, these little Easter eggs towards the Legend series. And in my opinion, it's really cool to see how that, to see these types of connections. And Serpent said he was Model W. I don't know what the W stands for. If it stands for, like, Dr. Weil, I don't even want to call him the main villain of the Zero series, because he didn't appear until the third Zero game. But it could be Dr. Weil, could be Dr. Wily. A couple options there. Okay, guys, why don't we just... There's no threat right now. Why don't we just, go back and rest up and recover? But no, Jiro is actually sacrificing himself here so we can go on. And while it seems strange at first, like, he didn't really have to do that, did he? I mean, we could just... We're both still alive, we could just recover. Wait till we recover a little bit and then go back. But now we're combining Model X and Model Z. You know what's going to happen next. And now you understand the title of the game. And I guess there are still areas, so I guess his sacrifice was necessary. It just seemed a little odd the way that initially played out, but it works out in the end. And Vent's got to be pretty devastated after losing his mom 10 years ago and now losing his boss, who seems like the most important person, a person he has the most connections with in his life, at least from what we've seen on here. Now, the only thing I don't like about this is we no longer get to transform into Model X. You can now only transform into Model ZX. And this looks mostly like Zero from the Zero series. A little bit more sharper around the corners in that, and a little bit more polished up and like more enhancements to it. But this plays like Zero. Now we do have a sub-weapon. We have the Z-Saber and the Buster. And it plays very much like Zero from the Zero series if you had the Saber and the Buster equipped. You have less abilities, though, than Zero did. Like, we don't get to add elements to our attacks or some of the other Saber skills that Zero had. We don't have a lot of those. But I'm okay with that, because most of that was, well, the elemental, adding elements to your attacks was pretty necessary, but the other stuff, not so much. It was just kind of fancy stuff that we didn't really use a whole lot of. But the thing we do lose with our Buster, we will have like that supercharge shot, but we don't get the double charge blast that the Model X had. You can, however, play as Model X still if you beat the game, and then I think you start a new game, or you start a new game or a new game plus after beating the game, one of those two. And it will let you, or like, save your clear data in a new slot, and then when you start a new game on the clear data, you can keep Model X. And I can kind of understand why, because Model X would actually help you kill bosses a lot quicker. By launching that double charge attack. And so from a gameplay standpoint, I can see why they didn't allow you access to that ability still. But from a storyline standpoint, Model ZX is supposed to be stronger than Model X. Like, you're combining Model X and Z. It should be better than each one individually. And in that aspect, it's not. But I'm okay with the Model ZX as far as our gameplay is concerned. It does still feel kind of weird that we can't transform into Model X, or even for that matter, Model Z separately, because we have those two separate biometals. Unless something happened in that double Megamerge that isn't allowing that. Like, they fuse together and they can't unfuse. But that doesn't make sense either, for reasons that you'll see next time. Okay, so we have all of these Maverick locations, and we learned that the other thing I didn't get to touch is Serpent. So he's causing these Maverick raids. He admitted to that. And he's also sending his security force in to stop the Maverick raids. So it's his way of, like, promoting that, hey, my company is really good. We're the ones that are helping keep you guys safe, when he's the one that's also causing the harm. So he's, like, setting up this fake illusion to the people. He's probably also controlling the news reports, so that little tidbit there doesn't just get out and everybody hates him. So yeah, he's quite the villain. He has quite the villainous scheme going on. And I like it, because we haven't seen that sort of thing from the Mega Man series yet. Oh, there's a nurse, okay. Yeah, these people aren't going to offer us side quests now. We have to beat certain stages. I'm calling them stages. I think another part that I'm going to find annoying over at some point in the next couple episodes is at the end of Area D, the part where we were and we transformed into Mall ZX, you can actually still go to the right. And one of the areas that we're going to have to go to requires us to go to the right. And I think there's another, like, teleporter over there. But since we didn't get there because the cutscene teleported us back to here, we're going to have to go through Area D again to get to the entirety of Area D again to get to that segment, very small segment at the end, where we're going to unlock another teleporter. I think there's another teleporter over there, but there's also one of the areas we need to go to for one of our 4 missions. By the way, the 4 missions will get us the other 4 biometals. And so we will have 4 other legends that became biometals. I'm going to let you guys take a guess at who those legends are. Guess if you don't know in the comments section. If you do know, well, then you're not really guessing, so don't participate in that, and don't spoil it for anyone who is guessing. Though it'll become obvious in the next episode when we get one of the biometals. But until then, actually, oh, we also get a yellow key card. Oh, did I say we were getting another biometal next episode? No, that's yeah, that is gonna happen. Yeah, that will happen in the next episode. Okay. So you can see a brief description of all of our options, and I'll see you guys next time.